self-awareness. I am your host, Rose, and this is a part two with my special guest, and he's going to introduce himself.
Hello. Hi. My name is Jeff Barty, and today I'd like to talk to you about my book called Why Aren't Women Doing Their Job? In this book, I like to talk to you about how women help fuel men's bad behavior, in other words, and how women help them cheat and be deceitful towards other women.
Thank you.
Now, in this book, I only interviewed women. So all the information that I have gotten has been from a woman. I haven't took any information from a man. So with that being said, I was talking to women, and the way that women help men cheat is simple. Most women who have a brother, uncle, or nephew or a male in their family that's deceitful to a woman, they cover for them. In other words, so you could be in the house, and your nephew, your brother, your uncle could have his girlfriend in the house, and the phone rings, and it's another girl. She says, "Can she speak to Joey or whoever?" Now you know Joey's in the back with his girlfriend, so most women, not all, most women will say, "Oh, he's not here." Then you have another scenario where you could be on the street and you can see your girlfriend's boyfriend with another woman. Sometimes you may say, "Oh, that's none of my business." Now, if women had told from the beginning of time, men would be uncomfortable with bringing another woman around to cheat on them. So some women may have said, "Oh, I told on him." And when they told, she may have left her boyfriend. Now, in the process of her leaving her boyfriend, she's mad at her friend now. Now it's your fault that her man is a rat bastard. I mean, a cheater. We call them rat bastards, but in all reality, they're deceitful men.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you have some women that know that a man has a girlfriend and will still try to set him up with her girlfriend,
Yes.
knowing that he could be married or whatever. "Oh, your man don't treat you the way you supposed to be treated. You should talk to this guy." Meanwhile, that guy may not give a damn about her.
Mm-hmm.
He got his own woman. If he's going to do that to her, what's he going to do for you?
Thank you.
Who he's going to sell you down the road for? But sometimes, in the heat of the moment, some women, they're not thinking, just like men. Men not thinking when they mess with these women. They're not thinking, "Oh, you know what? I could catch a STD. You know what I'm saying? I can get AIDS. I could get this." They figure, "Oh, no, not me. I can get away with it."
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they do it. So that's why I say women help men cheat.
Oh, yes.
So, and then you have the women out here, Miss Rose, that only date married men. Why? To destroy his marriage, because they're not happy. And these women have their own boyfriends as well. But something happened to them in the course of their life that made them bitter and vindictive. So now, being vindictive, they are roaming the world to hand the death blow to all mankind, and so to speak, because they're deceitful. They're angry black women, or any women. They can't just say black women. So what happens is, in my book, there are five women. They got together. They made a little pack, and in that pack, they betted each other $1, 50 cents, or whatever it may have you, that they can destroy the man's marriage within a month or two.
Wow.
And in that role, they all have parts. Like the first one, she may be the one who befriends the man. The woman, his wife or whatever. The next one may be in the club taking pictures of what's going on with her and her girlfriend so they can get the evidence. One may have to take the evidence to the man's wife. And they playing these type of Russian roulettes with each other's because women don't care about women anymore. They all in it for the same stake. It's competition, jealousy, and envy.
Yes.
So when it came back to your book, when I read your book, I realized that back in the 60s, times were different. But they wasn't jumping around this one and that one. If they were, they still were married. They still had a husband. So in saying that, women wasn't getting pregnant and just having a baby. They would have to get married, whether it's the shotgun or you marry this woman because you can't have a child under wedlock because people gonna shun you and look at you a certain way. But in today's society, that's out the window. They don't care how you look at them.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I was able to relate to your book on why women get married. These days, like I said before, women gets into a lot of relationship with no type of commitment and expect that something's good going to come from that. If a man can't take you out to eat, why would you think that he want to be with you for the rest of his life? He don't take you outdoors. He don't take you here. You can't get in touch with him after 9, 10 o'clock in the night. What do you think is going on? But, sometimes women are just lonely, and then they have a lot of other things they have to deal with, Miss Rose, such as going out into the club, meeting a nice-looking man, not knowing if he's gay, he's bisexual, trisexual. So women have a lot to deal with, But in dealing with that, if you're lonely, you don't care. Most of them don't care. They just want to be happy. They just want somebody to love them, whether it be your man or his man or her man, because, some of them are gay. So, and that's the take I have on why aren't women doing their job. So if you can have a child, but there's no commitment, you can have a man in your house living with you that really don't give a damn about you. He's not willing to bring your life to a full circle and take care of you. It's a social sickness that needs to be dealt with. And now that women have their own money, their own jobs, and own power, they can change that if they settle down and just say, look, we're not dealing with this here anymore. When they're raising their children, they need to tell their children, this is how it's going to be, period. Because, for instance, you can have 2, 3 sons. Just because you have 2 or 3 sons don't mean they're all going to turn out the same. And you can treat them all the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I asked a question in my book.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I made a quote from Frederick Douglass. And it stated, it is easier to build strong children than it is to repair a broken man.
Yes.
I can go both ways with that. But in today's society, it's harder to raise strong children with the atmosphere in which they lived and which they have been brought up on. Now, a man who's been broken, he knows he's broken, and if he's willing to say, I want to be fixed,
Yes.
then he can be fixed in my point of view because he's
Yes.
been through some experiences and he knows right from wrong and what this is going, the consequences from this and that. Rather than a young man, the young man may feel he knows everything.
Well, the whole thing, it's not about money. It's people are in pain. Men, women, are in pain, and this is what we keep passing on from generation to generation because nobody taught us and gave us the right tools and the support to heal. And this is why I wrote my book on why, because this is my fourth book. And the fifth one to be ready next month, sometime in June. And it's a part 2 because I tried suicide more than 5 times in my lifetime. That's how hurt I was. And I realized all of these things that happened to me, if you enter and overstand on a soul level, was supposed to happen for me to be the teacher that I am today. That's why I get calls and emails from all over the world, because I can relate to the pain. It doesn't matter what form it comes on. Hurt is hurt. And, you know, people drink it, people smoke it, people shop it, people sex it, people worship celebrities. That's all a cover-up to try to hide the pain. We drink it, we smoke it, we're medicating it because, you know, and that's why in the white book, I talked about the last time I had my stomach pumped. And 2 Caucasian psychiatrists, they was my angels in disguise. That experience with them, they was the only people that I felt at that time in my life cared whether I live or die. They wanted me to live. And I got all the help and support that I needed to get me started. And I haven't tried to commit suicide since, because in my early 20s, that's all I've been doing. Yes, everyone is craving for love, but the God love is within every single person. We just have to learn how to tap back into it and keep it activated. And this is what everybody is looking for. That's why they buy the house, they buy the car. They're looking for something out there to fill the void inside, to make them feel worthy, make me feel accepted. I fit in. Look at me. Somebody see me. And this is why it's so sad. Even in the South, bad as it was, when we walk down the street, anybody on the porch or past you, they don't have to know you. They smile and they say good morning and good night. You can't, you barely, people don't want to speak today. And they can be walking towards you, and they get close, they drop their eyes to the floor. And this is what's wrong. We need to connect with each other. We need to show each other love and appreciate each other just as we are. So what you don't have a PhD? So what you don't live over upstate somewhere? You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's all about. The system used divide and conquer to keep us separated, because we all come together. We're a powerful force that's unstoppable, because each person is powerful and divine, but they don't remember. That's why in my book, what I share with people, I explain. Remembering what you already know. And that's what the Matrix movie was about. It was showing the people all their potential. But we live in a system that constantly beat people down. You ain't good enough, you stupid, and you don't have this, you don't have that. Then you're in the household with 2 dysfunctional parents or 1. They're doing the same thing. I grew up with drunks and violent. I'm not a violent person. My brother is not violent. My sister is not. And we grew up in it. So this is what I'm saying. The problem is people are hurt. They're hurting. And they want somebody to see me. I'm here. I am somebody. But people just selfish now. Nobody wants to share anything. It's all about me, and competition. I got to be better than you. I got to look better than you. I got to have a bigger house. I have to have a bigger TV. It's all of that. And then the children growing up seeing this. Now they grow up wanting all this fake jewelry and, you know. In my apartment, I think it was 2008, one of the Latino little girls, 7 years old, and she's a crystal soul. You know, she was shocked that I had real fingernails. She couldn't believe it. She tried to break it. And I'm like, stop it. She said, Miss Rose, they real? I say, yes, they're real, look. Then she ran out the apartment because I'm on the ground floor in the front, got all the young girls her age, because I know them all. She had to bring them into the apartment to see, and they couldn't believe it. They real? And they're not, everything is artificial now. They children, they don't know. So, and guess what she said?
What she said?
Oh, they real. They were shocked. Well, why you don't have fingernail polish on? And I said, why do I have to? And she said, everybody wear fingernail polish. I said, I'm not everybody, I'm me. And this is not being taught. I'm surprised she didn't ask me, was my breast real? They don't know what's real now. Look what we're doing to the youth. They don't know. The fake, artificial is known to the children today. And we're doing this to them. And this is why I wrote the book. We can stop this madness, but it has to start with us. And I can't heal and help my children if I didn't heal and help myself. What good am I? It starts with me. And when they're in a crisis and need me, I'm here 150%. And I know what part I played in whatever they're going through that is a problem. And parents don't want to admit the part they play. We damage these children big time. And then all we want to do is judge them and put them down. Oh, they no good, and they this, and they that. And they gifted in talent, just like the parents are. They just don't realize it. My father, he was a drunk, but if you would have ever met my father and was around him a few times, he would have been another Richard Pryor. He was funny. And he didn't have to curse. Just the expression when he says something, have me rolling. He had a gift and didn't even know it. He was, but he thought he was nothing. And this is what's wrong with a lot of the youth that growing up. That's why they're in jail. They're on drugs. They're out there selling,
So what would you say to the youth out there today that's thinking about suicide and things like that? What would you say to them? Because it's kind of hard to connect to say society, young people.
Well, the thing is, like I said in the book, when I started that chapter, why live or die? And I say, because we need you. And so many people resonated with that and made them feel so good. Because everybody was incarnated with a purpose. That means everybody is important. We're all unique. We don't have to have the same thing, do the same thing, and you do it this way, I got to do it the way everybody else. Be you. And this is the problem. And this is that's why I had to write about the last suicide attempt, because it just was mind blowing. It taught me a lot. And this way, if I would have succeeded, I wouldn't be here today helping as many people as I am. Because I can relate to being molested, attempt rape, dysfunctional parents, abusive marriage. I've been through all of that.
So,
Had an incurable disease and so many other illness. I don't have anything wrong with me. Now, I learned.
so for the young people, out of all the times that you did try to commit suicide, what was the difference between this time and the 4 times before?
Well, it's really been more than 5 times, but I think I mentioned it before. The 2 psychiatrists was Caucasian. They made me felt like they cared whether I live. Even today, I'll be 67. My mother hasn't talked to me about none of my suicide attempt or why. What can I do to help you work through it? Even one time when the psychiatrist dropped me off to her apartment because I got drunk. And all I was yearning was my mother to show me love, nurture, hug me. Even if she couldn't express, hug me. She couldn't even hug me. She didn't get it. She didn't get no nurturing. She wasn't taught. So that's why I hug my children all the time. I know what it feels like. Everybody that I know, I hug them. And sometimes people, this is why I was a prey to get molested at 9, 10 years old. Because the guy in the South, he played on that. I was the dark-skinned one. And you know, light-skinned, dark-skinned. My sister had the good hair, light-skinned. I had the kinky hair. So he knew she's not getting no attention and she's yearning for something. So even though he was molesting me, he was touching me. And I knew it was wrong. He didn't penetrate me. But, yeah, I'll never forget that. And he knew, because he was a grown man. I was a child. And this is what I tell mothers. Show your children love, nurturing, talk to them. And, you know, we got to be honest so children can feel, okay, I can go talk to this person, my mother or my father. They are and overstand rather than beat you down and, oh, shut up, I don't want to hear it. I grew up hearing children should be seen and not heard. That's why some of the people I'm counseling now, 80 years old, they're afraid to speak up. And I know where it came from. They're afraid to express what they feel or what they think because they got shut down. I tell my children, whatever you feel I did, whether it was right or wrong, if it's affecting you and you want to get it out, you can open up and share it with me. And if you don't choose to because you don't want to hurt my feeling, get you some good therapy. But I can take it. But if they're not comfortable opening up to me, right, get a good therapist. And all of these psychiatrists in therapy are not bad. And I have to say I had 2 good ones. And this is everybody is looking for the same thing. And it's inside of us. And once you tap into that love inside, you're going to attract the people that loves you. That's universal law of attraction. I get email from all over countries I never heard of. We love you, Miss Rose. And I'm like, who is this? What country is this? Because I have learned how to love myself. And I know I'm not better or lesser than anybody. And that's what we got to come to. I'm not here to compete with nobody. I'm just being me. And I allow people to be who they are. Even the youth in my neighborhood, they all respect me. But they living that thug life, they know I'm not going to condone it. And they respect me. And when they're ready to make a change, they know who to come, and I'll embrace them. Okay, I'll help you. I talk about in this book, this Latino guy that was selling drugs that I met, changed his whole life. He said, yeah, I mentioned him in the Y book. He wound up with a job, not selling drugs anymore. He looked good. And he's learning to be a good father to his 2 daughters. And he was in a lot of pain. So you have any last remarks you want to?
Yes, I wrote a poem here. I would like to share this poem with the viewers. It's a poem to help heal the social sickness in America. And I started off like this. I will mold you on the inside in places man can't see. I'll replace that total darkness with the light to set you free. I will change your way of thinking and the way you see yourself and restore your self-esteem, a drawing card for someone else. At times you tried to fix it and I blocked your every move. For things were on the inside, and you knew not what to do. I sent you some frustration, so you would call on me, and I didn't dare to answer, with hopes to set you free. I'll wipe away your tears. I'll turn your stormy heart into flesh, and free you from your fears. You'll fit into my blessings I have in store for you. A patient and obedient spirit. You'll know just what to do.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you too, Ms. Rose.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I love that poem.
Thank you for having me today.
You're going to frame it and sell it?
Oh, I didn't have any plans, but if someone wants to buy it, I can frame it for them.
Yes.
It's not about.
It's excellent.
You like it? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I hope everyone in the audience just listening and watching this video, I hope it does something for your life.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. And the Creator in me greets the Creator in you.